Okay, a good Erev Yom Tov, everyone. We have a very important offering now. I want to thank my dear friend, Rabbi Avi Tuchman, for helping me with this shir. And I want to share with you from a sefer of my friend, Rav Daniel Garfinkel, Ka'asher Tziva Hashem, which we used for the Shabbos Shuva Drasha, and we mentioned some ideas before Yom Kippur. So I want to share with you some of the ideas for the Yom Tov of Sukkos of activities or good deeds or mitzvahs we're going to be doing over Yom Tov that we just want to identify clearly so we can make sure to take advantage of them, to be mechavein, to do it l'shem shamayim or l'shem the mitzvah, because mitzvos tzrichos kavana. And if you're not even aware you're doing a mitzvah, then it will be impossible to have kavana to do it for a mitzvah if one is not even aware. I would say even the opinions mitzvos ain't tzrichos kavana, they would definitely have to hold. You need to know at least that what you're doing is a mitzvah. Whether you need to be mechavein specifically that you're doing it for the mitzvah, that would be a different question. But we do paskin mitzvos tzrichos kavana. And another advantage of identifying these activities is, as we mentioned in the previous year, every mitzvah has so many ingredients you could put into it to really upgrade it. As we mentioned, besides kavana to do it, kasher tziva Hashem, namely mitzvah tzrichos kavana, also the idea of doing tshuva, the idea of doing it with love, with fear, with simcha, the idea of doing it to bring nachas HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to protect Klal Yisrael. So, the first mitzvah I want to discuss is, it's probably a little bit too late, but for the mitzvah of building a sukkah. Now, this is highly questionable. Is building a sukkah really a mitzvah? According to most, it's not really a mitzvah. It's probably a what we call hechsher mitzvah haksuva b'kra. It's a preparation for a mitzvah that's mentioned in the pasuk. But the Shultis does mention that there's a mitzvah to build a sukkah. And therefore, when building the sukkah, it's worthwhile to think you are doing that activity that Hashem commanded, that we build the sukkah. But this one is likely still relevant. I'll call it number 2, or maybe we'll call it number 1. Agidas halulav, binding the lulav. Did you put your lulav and esrog together yet? So, if you didn't bind it yet, firstly, we had a shir yesterday that there is a tefillah that to say when you're binding the lulav, to daven that one's children should be Yirei Shamayim and righteous. And if you don't have the exact text, this is not a tefillah for the Anshe Knesset Agdoila, so you could say any tefillah you want, but it is an eis ratzain to be misbala for one's children. Different reasons. Arava is Gematria Zera. But anyway, the mitzvah of tying a lulav is the mitzvah of Zeh, Keli, Ve'anvehu. The Shulchan Aruch writes in Siman, Kafresh Nun Aleph, Sif Aleph, that there's a mitzvah to tie the dal and minim with a correct knot. And in the Halicha Shlomo, he brings from Shlomo Zalman Auerbach that when Rav Shlomo Zalman would tie it together on Erev Yom Tov, he would say, L'shem mitzvahs zeh keli ve'anvehu. L'shem mitzvahs zeh keli ve'anvehu. So that would be the first mitzvah that you could have a nice kavanah for. And you could add all the additional kavanos we mentioned, Shabbos Shuvah, and in the other shir regarding the mitzvah of Yeshivas Sukkah. You have a mitzvah of Tosefes Yom Tov. So, now, this, I just want to help you navigate this mitzvah, or this applies for every Shabbos. Most shuls daven mincha very, very close to Shkia. Tosefes Yom Tov needs to be before the Shkia. So, even though Tosefes Yom Tov only requires 2 minutes, so even if you're davening mincha, let's say 8 minutes before the Shkia, if you finish your Shemona Esrei, even a minute and a half before Shkia, you could think, I am now accepting upon myself Tosefes Yom Tov or Tosefes Shabbos, and I'm being and have kavanah to carry that mitzvah. So it's not the time to be davening your long Shemona Esrei. Pick a different time. You want to try to finish your Shemona Esrei a minute and a half, 2 minutes before Shkia, and be mekayim the mitzvah of Tosefes Yom Tov. Okay, that's mitzvah number 2. Mitzvah number 3, not doing malacha on Yom Tov. I assume when you come home tonight, you're not going to turn on your phone That's a good idea. Attaboy. When you don't turn on your phone when you come home from shul, have kavana to mekayim the mitzvah of not doing malacha on Yom Tov. Why not? You're not doing malacha anyway. You might as well get schar. That's number 3. Number 4, the mitzvah of sitting in the sukkah. We mentioned that in the previous shir, and all the 8 kavanos you could have by sitting in the sukkah. So, you're ready, you're off to a good start. You're mekayim the mitzvah of tying the lulav. You're mekayim the mitzvah of toisefes Yom Tov. You're mekayim the mitzvah of not doing malacha on Yom Tov. You're mekayim the mitzvah of sitting in the sukkah. You're making kiddush. Oh, before you make the kiddush, have kavana to mekayim the mitzvah of kiddush on Yom Tov, which is a derabanan l'chayra. That's number 5. Number 6, you're mekayim the mitzvah of sudas Yom Tov. It's a mitzvah to have a suda on Yom Tov. Mitzvah number 7 is a dairaisa. Simchas Yom Tov. You're eating the meat anyway. You might as well get reward. You know? So when you pour your revius of yayin, you should try to drink a revius of wine. And this does not include the wine of Kiddush. The wine of Kiddush cannot be used for Simchas Yom Tov. When you eat your meat and drink the wine, have kavana to mekayim the mitzvah dairaisa of Simchas Yom Tov. So that's mitzvah number 6. You tied your lulav. You had toisefes Yom Tov. You're not doing malacha on Yom Tov. You're sitting in the sukkah. You made kiddush. You're having your suda. Mitzvah number 7. Simchas Yom Tov. In this sefer, he breaks down an additional mitzvah of eating a kazayas tas in the sukkah the first night. I'm not sure if that's a separate mitzvah, or that's just the way we fulfill the mitzvah of sukkah on the first night. Is there's a chiyuv to eat there on the first night a kazayas, but it's kedai before that kazayas to be mechavein to mekayim the mitzvah of achilas kazayas. We'll include that in the mitzvah of yeshiva b'sukkah, so we're still up to 7. If you're going to sleep in the sukkah, then you can have kavanah to mekayim an 8th mitzvah. Then the daled minim, the first day is dairaisa. That's mitzvah number 9 you can be mekayim. The mitzvah of the daled minim. The mitzvah of taking the lulav. So that is mitzvah number 9. By the way, on the other days, the mitzvah you're doing is the mitzvah d'Rabbanan of Zecher Lamikdash. Or if you take the Hashanas on Hashana Rabbah. This for sure is a mitzvah. Hallel on Sukkos each day. Before you say Hallel, be mechavein to mekayim the mitzvah of Hallel. So that's a 9th mitzvah that you can be mekayim on Sukkos. Number 10, the mitzvah of the Yisrael accepting upon himself berchas kayanim. According to many Rishonim, it's a mitzvah d'oraisa. So, when you're standing there in shul and you're listening to the bracha of the kayanim, have kavana to mekayim the mitzvah of berchas kayanim. And Rav Moshe says, answering amen to the bracha of the kayanim, not the amen to their bracha, Asher Kedushanim B'Kedushasa Shel Aron, but the bracha of Yivarechecha, that amen is a mitzvah d'oraisa. That is the most important amen that you ever answer. All other amens are d'Rabbanan. That amen Rav Moshe brings is a fulfillment of the mitzvah of Kaisavarchu. Kaisavarchu is going on the Yisrael also. So that is a 10th mitzvah. We'll keep it at that. So 10 possible junctures to be mekayim mitzvahs is tying your lulav is 1. Number 2, toisefes Yom Tov. Number 3, not doing malacha on Yom Tov. Number 4, sitting in the sukkah. Number 5, kiddush in the sukkah. Number 6, suda in the sukkah. Number 7, simcha in the simchas Yom Tov. Number 8, sleeping in the sukkah. Number 9, taking the daled minim. Number 10, Hallel. And here we have 11, answering Birchas Kaihanim. So we should be Zoichet to Mekayim many mitzvahs and do it properly. And then by each mitzvah, just to review, besides the Kavanah to Mekayim, the Tzivoy of Hashem, you could be Mahar V'Tshuva before you do the mitzvah. You could do the mitzvah Be'ahava. You could do it Be'yira. You could do it Be'simcha. You could do it to bring nachas to Hashem. And you could do it to protect Klal Yisrael. Rabbi Isai, have a beautiful Yom Tov. Sorry.